Today, we're going to be talking about automating an accounts payable department in this short explainer video. For a more detailed demonstration, please view our Smart AP eVantage demo video or sign up for one of our weekly recurring product demonstrations. So what we are looking at is a PO-based AP invoice workflow, and we're going to start off on the left-hand side of the diagram. Now, we bring in invoices directly into the system itself, and we can do this several different ways by scanning right into the software, monitoring a network folder, so if you have a fax machine or a multifunction device, that will place those images right into a folder, and we can capture them and import them directly in. We can also monitor an email address, so if you wanted to give all of your vendors an email address to send the invoices to, we can monitor that address and capture those invoices and process them in the same way. Once we capture the invoice, we run it through our intelligent data capture engine. Now, this is an engine that can recognize different document types, from an invoice to a purchase order to a delivery ticket, all the way out to a human resource type documents if you wanted to take it that far. Now, based off the different document types, we're going to start extracting individual fields off of it. So for invoices, we can capture header and footer information, and if necessary, we can capture that line item detail. Now, this whole process uses an OCR technology, or optical character recognition, which is not yet at 100% science. So when we capture that data, we are going to run it through an algorithm that makes a determination on how confident we are that we captured that information correctly. And anything that doesn't meet that exact confidence level will be presented to us or an AP processor so they can either verify it or correct it if necessary. Now, once that data has been verified, we are going to take those documents and that data, and we are going to push it right into a document management system. Now, the DMS has a workflow component engine in it, and it is going to start analyzing the data we have just extracted off the invoices, and we are going to compare it in your line of business application. And in this example, we are using Microsoft Dynamics GP. So in this workflow, we're going to do an automatic three-way match. We're going to check it against a PO that exists inside of GP to see if it matches this invoice. And we're also going to check it to make sure that there is a receiver that says that the invoice has been fully received inside of GP, because we don't want to pay an invoice if we haven't received the goods. If all of this is okay, we run it through a step that looks at the invoice amount. Now, in this example, I only have one invoice amount threshold, and that's for $10,000. But if you have a tiered approval process where different amounts of invoices go to different people for approval or groups of people, all of that can be worked into the solution. But for this example, if it's over $10,000, it is routed to the CFO for approval, and after that process, it is routed back to our AP processor so they can actually cut a check for the invoice. Now, if there is something wrong with the invoice, if you're missing that purchase order, the amounts don't match, or if you haven't yet received the product, that invoice is going to be routed to one of the AP processors so they can correct that issue before continuing on. Now, there is one important piece that is not shown in this diagram. That is that once we capture all that data, we can actually populate your line of business application with all of that invoice information, and typically that is going to happen in one of two locations. Some organizations want that information into their ERP system as soon as it comes in the door. So in that case, right after the intelligent data capture, we can actually put it in at that point. Most organizations, we have found, will wait until the approval process happens. So if there is something wrong with the quantities or the unit price was wrong, the actual corrected information gets pushed into the ERP system. So in that case, right after the secondary approval, it would have been pushed into the ERP system. Now, we can do it either scenario. It doesn't make a difference. It is really more of a choice on your side when that data gets pushed in. In conclusion, automating the AP process maximizes productivity by removing manual entry and paper pushing. It is cost-effective for organizations by removing up to 70% of the expenses in processing invoices. It delivers accurate invoice data the first time to eliminate having to investigate or correct data entry errors. It is audit friendly because every action is time-stamped and user-stamped. And lastly, it cuts down on the time required to approve payment, allowing for organizations to take advantage of early pay discounts offered by many vendors. If you'd like to learn more about automating your AP department, please watch our full-length AP eVantage demo video or sign up for our weekly live demonstrations. And of course, you can also email us with your questions at sales@medimicro.com or call us at 1-800-731-MEDI. Thank you.